What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. The Detroit Lions are going to do something that I think is just super smart, and it's going to allow them to be playing well in December. And that's what Brad Holmes said. He said, "We do moves that for December. We don't do moves for September when the weather's nice and everybody's happy. It's no. We're going to try to get into December, January football, and this move will be that. Plus, we'll look. Lions signed Nate Sudfeld, third string quarterback. We'll talk about that just for a second. And then also look at options at wide receiver now that Josh Reynolds is gone. If you haven't subscribed, love if you do that. Just trying to get to 20,000. Just looks good. It kind of sounds good. So if you have been watching us for any length of time, hit that subscribe button, especially because the draft's coming up and we are going to go live for the draft. If you've never joined us for that, it's really fun. Craig and I are on here together, super interactive, and we like to have a lot of fun there. Some special surprises coming as well, some giveaway type stuff. So we're excited to go live. So make sure you check us out. Okay, here is the article that I saw that kind of got me thinking about this. So former All-Pro running back Chris Johnson. Now, Chris Johnson, everybody knew how fast he was, but he was an every down back, and he was a dude, 2,000-yard rusher. His numbers were insane, and he played a ton. I think that was the biggest thing. And I was going to pull it up, but just believe me, okay? He played a ton of snaps. When running backs, that wasn't a thing. So back in the day, if you weren't at least 200 or 220, you pretty much could forget about being the lead back in the NFL. And that's so true. I mean, that's back with Jerome Bettis was in the league and all these big Sean Alexander. And those were the guys just kind of the lead bell cow back. In that era, teams were handing the ball off to their featured back 20 plus times on a routine basis. Then Johnson came along and set the league on fire, ultra rare speed, super tough, all that stuff. Well, he was just recently asked on a podcast who he thinks reminds him of himself, who's a tough, strong, fast running back. Of course, he said Jahmyr Gibbs. And he said, that boy cold. Before he even got drafted, I said that he's the best running back in the class. He's going to go crazy. And man, I know one thing. If Detroit was smart, he would be their every down back. Now, I hear this a lot. We hear this just because Gibbs is so explosive, and we want Gibbs. We want to see more of him, and that happened a lot last year. Need to see him. Need to see him. Need to see him. But I think the Lions are going to do the smart thing, and they've already proven that they are going to do this, and that is they split the carries between him and David Montgomery. And the reason is, could you put Jahmyr Gibbs out there more? Absolutely. But when you don't need to, right? You have David Montgomery, who's a great running back, and you don't need to just pound him into the ground, then that's the way to do it. So I think the smart move that the Lions are going to make this season is they have, and they know truly a 1-2 punch that nobody else has in the league. And I'll show that to you right now. Nobody else has this 1-2 punch, and it's so special to have. So use it, right? Yes, Jahmyr Gibbs could probably get more carries, but let's keep him fresher longer into November, December, and just cut down on those carries versus, we can even give him touches outside. I mean, this dude's strong and has contact balance and is just like insane. I am the first to be like shocked by it because I thought he was more not this bad or this extreme, but like, Amir Abdullah was like supposed to be this quick, receiving type guy, and he sucked. Not Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is an absolute beast. We've seen him huge collisions in the hole, huge collisions outside near the sideline. We saw him push the Buccaneers defender down in the playoffs. Like, dude is so different, but it's still, let's keep the mileage off of him. And so if you look at teams around the league and you look at their 1-2 punches, James Cook, pretty solid. Ty Johnson, get out of here. Raheem Mostert, solid. A-Chain, solid, right? We have what I would say is very good and elite. That's the, again, you can break down however category you want to do it. But like, look at the Patriots running backs. Okay, Spy. Breece Hall. I mean, Derrick Henry, Michael Keaton, get out of here. Zach Moss, Nick Chubb, good. Jerome Ford, okay. I mean, I don't want to read every single one of them, but find me a 1-2 punch like the Lions have, and it's crazy because running backs like, yeah, whatever, running back, dime a dozen type thing. Just put anybody back there to a degree and it'll be fine. And Jahmyr Gibbs is like, no, 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 no. Let me show you the difference in a running back. And so Jahmyr Gibbs is spectacular. And so there's David Montgomery. I'm kind of scrolling through the list. You can kind of see it. But even here with the Falcons, Bijan Robinson, let's go. Never heard of his backup. Miles Sanders, Chuba. It's like, yeah, okay. Miles Sanders just fell off the face of there. He's not an I mean, you get what I'm saying. I could talk about that forever. Okay, let's move on before I get too fired up. Lions re-signed veteran quarterback. All this is a third string quarterback, extra arm for training camp. We know who our backup is. Nate Sudfeld. Just want to get an extra. You want 3 quarterbacks kind of going through camp and stuff. So don't get too excited or worked up on this. I saw some people getting like mad. This is just, I mean, he's coming off a torn ACL. So it's fine. We have Hendon Hooker is at the end of the day. I think we're going to keep two quarterbacks. But in the meantime, Sudfeld's there, kind of an insurance type of player. Okay. Josh Reynolds has gone to Denver, which shout out to him. I don't know. I mean, I think Josh, that was tough for him because he knows he likes golf. He likes it here. But at the end of the day, we're probably giving him $4 million a year. He goes and gets $7 million a year. I mean, it's different, right? You just can't. So fine. So is wide receiver an area that we want to go look to? And so you've got Donovan Peoples-Jones. That's the big question for me. Khalif Raymond, we know his role. Doesn't matter who we have out there. He's going to be kind of the specialty guy, special plays, backup. We all know his role. Antoine Green, don't know really what he's at. What can he provide? And then you've got Tom Kennedy and Maurice Alexander. No offense to Tom Kennedy, no offense to these two guys, but if they're out there, then our wide receiver core is not good enough. So it says right here, if we're being honest, the Lions' top talent could use an upgrade. 100%. Jameson Williams is going to be good. We all know it, but he's just still got a lot to prove. Last year was his rookie year, essentially. So it's like, all right, I just don't know. Peoples-Jones could be solid, but still, what a difference between just a stud wide receiver that the Lions just don't have. So wide receiver is such an impactful position that I think the Lions will look to do something in the draft. And I think that's where you get young, explosive, fast, big time receivers come out of the draft. And we've seen Brad Holmes really eyeball that and find it. Obviously with Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th round. I mean, he gets it's like I don't want to jump the gun, but also at the same time, let's be serious. You get this Hall of Fame wide receiver in the 4th round. So Brad Holmes can find him. That doesn't have to be a 1st round pick, but I definitely think wide receiver is going to be addressed in the draft, and interior offensive line and corner still needs to be addressed, but it's not like a dire need, thankfully. So the Lions can do a lot of good things. And that's what Brad Holmes talked about in a press conference here at the annual meetings, where he was just saying hey, look, you look at our last couple drafts where we were set at safety, but we take Brian Branch. Turns out to be outstanding. We were good at linebacker. I mean, we're pretty much set at linebacker. You get Jack Campbell. They're okay at wide receiver, but it would be really nice to grab another one if they get the opportunity. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.